Throw loops are one of the hardest reality checks new players can run into when learning Street Fighter 6. This video will give a quick explanation of why throw loops are so good and how we can counter them. Throw loops ultimately boil down to the same mix-up as a lot of offense in Street Fighter. Will I strike or will I throw? However, they massively skew the risk-reward in the attacker's favor. Every character in the game has access to them, whether it be by walking up to throw, dashing and throwing, or spending meter to close the distance. At high level, you'll see pros just take throw loops instead of challenging out, since the punishment for failing is so high. But how do throw loops actually accomplish this game-defining threat? For one, a properly timed throw loop will beat blocking, parrying, drive impacting, and mashing entirely. Obviously, throws beat blocks, parries, and drive impacts, so I don't need to explain those. But for mashes, Ken here is set to use his 4-frame crouching jab on wake up, which is the fastest a move can be in Street Fighter 6, and you can see that I'm counter hitting him every time. Mashing also opens you up to getting hit meaty, which is the worst possible outcome if you're the defender, so there's 4 options off the table already. As for the attacker, you will also have access to shimmies while throw looping. If you're certain your opponent will try to tech your throw, shimmy and hit them hard. Shimmies also have the benefit of automatically blocking any attempted invulnerable reversals, even if you didn't necessarily see them coming. This is easy for characters with walking throw loops, but characters with dashing throw loops will have to backdash and then punish. So what happens if we choose to strike? There are 3 outcomes here. We can hit our opponent attempting to jump, mash, or throw tech, leading to a full combo. We can land a hit on our opponent's block, still leaving us in a good position to pressure them, or we can get hit by an invulnerable reversal, but we've already gone over why this is a risky play. So, with all that said, how do we even beat throw loops? Luckily, there's a couple of options. Technically, we can go for a perfect parry if we think a strike is coming, but this is so risky that I wasn't even going to put it in the video. If you get grabbed out of a parry attempt, you lose your drive gauge and you take more damage, so it's really not worth it at all. So, what are our feasible options? The first is often overlooked by new players, and that's the backdash. Backdashes can't be thrown, and some characters can even punish a whiff throw after their backdash. Unfortunately, this loses to meaty attacks, so try not to depend on it too much. The second option is to simply jump out of the corner. Again, this loses to strike, so we have to be careful. But forward jump will get us out of the corner, even if we have to take a DP on the way out. The attacker actually has time to read your jump after whiffing a throw and anti-air you, but at least you'll be out of the corner. Never jump backwards or straight up. You'll just get put right back into the situation you were trying to escape. The third option is a technique called delay tech. By delaying our throw tech, we can actually perform an option select that will both tech throws and block strikes. After a successful throw tech, try your hardest not to get into another throw loop, since you might not have that chance again. Unfortunately, this will lose to a shimmy, as the throw will still come out if your opponent doesn't touch you. The fourth option is an invulnerable reversal. This beats every option aside from shimmies, which will accidentally block reversals, or purposeful blocking as a read on your wake up. Drive reversal is another decent option to stop throw loops, but it costs 2 bars and it can be baited. Our final option is using a low attack as a hard call out to punish shimmies. Since your opponent has to walk back to escape your throw for shimmy, we can snipe their toes with a low attack and get out of the corner with a combo. This only beats shimmies, so be careful. So, you might be thinking that the only real way to combat throw loops is to simply guess correctly, and you'd be right. It's a 50-50, you either get hit with a strike or you get hit with a throw, but that's just the way that it is. Try to keep track of your opponent's patterns to mitigate your risk of guessing wrong, but just keep these options in mind the next time you find yourself stuck in the corner. Hopefully this video helped you, and I'll see you all next week for more Street Fighter studies. Thank you!